This is a painting of an old-fashioned train station a long time ago. No one on the platform has a mobile phone, a smartphone, or anything like that. The good old days. This is an image from one of my stories about a young woman going for a job interview in quite unusual, strange circumstances. She's been invited into this building, which is a big concrete, soulless kind of building, and she's walking along this corridor. She gets into a lift and goes up to a high level, then goes along another long corridor, doesn't see anyone else around. It's early evening and the building itself pretty much deserted. She taps on the door of the interview room and is greeted by a woman who's around about 45 years old in a business suit, immaculately presented, and with a smile she invites the young lady in for the job interview, and very quickly the interview starts to go about weird, and the young lady who'd been interviewed gets more and more unsettled, and she gets more than she bargained for in this story, The Interview. Here we see the power of black and white photography, where there is no colour, so therefore you have to concentrate on shapes. So we have this curve here, and we have this curve going round like that, and we have this outside curve, and we have, by contrast, dark tone straps and a square block, high key exposure to make the skin soft, out of focus background and neutral mid-tones, making the model stand out sharp against this. And we have an angle, a head cant. Angles are always important in portraits and photography. If her head was straight, it wouldn't have the same impact. That angle makes it more approachable and more natural. Took this photograph with an Olympus OM10 film camera, single lens reflex, a long time ago. These girls, young teenagers, will pretty much all be collecting a pension now. I wonder how their life went. Well, are they now? Just took it on the street. They started asking me what I was doing. I was on a bicycle with a camera. I looked different from anyone else. They said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'll take your photograph." This is a section of a painting about a woman, original painting of a woman going out for a workout, a run with her dog. This is the all-seeing eye. I call this the doors of perception, or open door policy. Took the picture in an abandoned asylum, very creepy vibes. And I went up and down a corridor. It's all really dark. I've exposed it so you can see it, but in actual fact it was you couldn't really see anything in this corridor. But I've adjusted the exposure when I took it, the photograph, and I went down and opened each door so I can get them all at the same angle. And then I was trying to work out how to get this exposed deep shadow. So if I position myself in a certain way, certain position, I could allow, rather than it being direct, light coming through at the window, that would overexpose everything. I went for the windows being out of sight, and then the light just diffuses through like a photographic softbox in a studio. It just diffuses through, and I can balance out the exposure so as to get all this shadow detail. And each door receding out the distance creates a sense of depth, and you can really see into the 3D effect. You're working with 2 dimensions, so you have to, in a sense, use a trick to the brain so you can see the depth of field here going down into the distance. Very creepy. I kept expecting someone mad to just grab me from behind as I was setting up the shot. So I didn't hang around too long. Didn't stay there overnight. Not that daft. Self-portrait. I put a little camera on a rock and recorded myself setting up my DSLR on a tripod, the night shot of the bridge. Of course, when you're creeping about at night trying to get a good photograph, there's going to be a danger of other people creeping around as well and watching you, and you can't see them because they'll probably have balaclavas on, and they could creep up and attack you, steal your camera. So you've got to have eyes at the back of your head. This is a painting from my story, New Friends, where Mirabelle and Claudette are sharing a flat in the centre of Paris, and Claudette was on holiday in rural France. She got a puncture on her bicycle. This girl kindly helped her to repair the puncture because she was clueless. She was looking for a garage, but she got out a big basin and found the puncture and repaired it for her. They became friends, and then later on in the year, after summer, Mirabelle moved to Paris to share a flat with Claudette. Claudette is a kind of low-key, more cynical Parisian. This girl's a country girl, animated, naive, and quite 2 completely different personalities, and this is what makes for a good story.